Horizontal. How's everybody doing? So, for those of you who didn't watch it yesterday, I think my plan is to just do this whenever I feel like it. Obviously, figure out this, make it look more like this. And then I just upload it unedited to YouTube. And that's... apparently that would count. Apparently that would qualify as a YouTube thing. I gotta... what do I have to keep this like this? Is that gonna stay? That might not stay. What's up, Chandler? I need to figure out some stuff. There will be a special guest that I'm driving. My car is a unique snowflake. The blinker doesn't always act as a blinker. It's just an interesting thing it does. Maybe if I do that, no, that makes it the same. I'll just hold it like this. I'm not going very far. What do we want to talk about? I didn't get to finish my thought yesterday. I think Kevin Owens, Finn Balor in October is a bad idea. And it's for a very simple reason. If Finn Balor is your champion, you need to move on with Finn Balor, with people who are going to be on the NXT roster, not with someone like Finn Balor, or not with someone like Kevin Owens, who's clearly moved up. That's why I'm also against a Sasha Banks Bayley rematch, but it looks like they're going to do Dana Brooke, which is worse. Also, when did white hair like a grandma become a thing? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. Oh no, I'm not saying I never want to see Finn Balor, Kevin Owens again. I'm just saying, like, I feel like it would make more sense. It would make more sense if we saw that third match when both of them were on the main roster. Or if Kevin Owens got called back down, or it was a one-time thing. Or Finn Balor just said something and it was a random night in Full Sail. But, I don't know. The NXT roster isn't actually suffering from a depth problem. But it's at the top, it's suffering from a depth problem because they called up a lot of people at once. Mainly at their titles, they have a depth problem. Did be all that talking? Nope. So I'm actually very curious, just by uploading this to YouTube unedited, how it'll do. Well, here's my thing about a Divas Revolution. And it's this. A revolution is against the establishment. Stephanie McMahon is the establishment. So as a revolution, it already failed. Also, from what I read, the plan was for it to happen like after Night of Champions, after they got the brain off of Nikki. Then it would have made a little more sense that the word revolution is weird. I heard somebody talking fairly recently about how this time last year we were tweeting "Give Divas a Chance," which was very, very funny. Which was very, very funny that now we went from, like, just give them a chance to, like, whole revolution. we're doing this. But I just find that hysterical. Ooh, I'm approaching someone's gate. Oh, cool. I'm just going to go in behind this Kia. Maybe. She's out of her car, hitting the button. That is a dog without a leash as well. Describing the things I'm seeing. Oh, wait. You good looking, too. You someone's Gumar, I can tell. That's how I talk to people when I know they can't hear me. Oh no, don't leave. I was hoping you would get into the gate. No, I really want you. I don't have any access to this gate. You were doing better than I was. Sorry, people watching me have little context. But now I have to. This isn't helping anyone. It was only a matter of time. I think everyone's leaving TNA for the obvious reasons. For the obvious reasons that that's not a forward proposition, if you will. Like, Angle made the most money he possibly could in the time he was there, but it's about done. I would love to see him in WWE. That's the God's honest opinion about it. How dark does this get? The phone adjusts. Okay, so I learned something important about Periscope. You can't exit the app like at all. I didn't know that. But I'll pose this question to the chat since we're talking wrestling. Before Rachel gets in here and does not want to talk wrestling. Who on the main roster do you currently want to see Kurt Angle face the most? I mean, I would love Jack Swagger. Like, Jack Swagger, Kurt Angle is some money. That's for sure. I'll put these on so I stop getting dirty looks. There we go. I need to figure out a way to prop this like this. So, it's not very safe for me to hold it while driving. I feel like Angle Brock has been done. And, like, I'm all for nostalgia, but I honestly think I wouldn't mind seeing a Brock Cesaro, a Brock... I mean, we've seen Brock Rollins enough. Like, I think the ratio with Brock Lesnar should be 1-3. Well, Rock and Cena was supposed to be 3 times, but he got hurt on the second time, and now they're done. I guess my 4-ways don't want to do that. But that's my thought on... But, like, I think the ratio on someone like Brock Lesnar as a special attraction, who's only going to do maybe 5 matches a year, of those 5 matches, it should be something like 3 nostalgia matches, and then 2... with someone like Rollins, or Reigns, or Cesaro, or... I'm trying to think of something a little off the wall. Like, he could elevate someone like Swagger. I keep bringing up Swagger, but Swagger can be elevated. Yes, Diego. Totally Brock versus Diego. Sin Cara. What's up, Craig? Craig Reed, we're talking wrestling. Who do you want to see Kurt Angle face if he makes it to the main roster on the WWE? Shoot, Game Show Craig. We'll wait. I don't need my single. Heath Slater. Okay. That's an interesting choice. I wouldn't mind Angle. I wouldn't. I want them to do something better with Zack Ryder, and they don't. Their idea of doing something good with Zack Ryder is exactly what they're doing, which is not using him on TV. What else? I haven't seen any NXT tape. I don't read up on the NXT taping, so I don't know what's happening there. I'm typically driving for these things. I texted a person to tell them I'm here, and then they're going to join me for this at their leisure. And my honest to goodness hope is to just have videos. I did too. Who else? I agree. Just with everything Zack Ryder, where he went from a joke because they made him a joke, to credible because he made himself credible, to them taking notice because he made himself credible, to them making him a joke again. That's pretty much the evolution of Zack Ryder. And now he's both a joke because they made him a joke again, and not on TV. It's like the worst kind of thing. What up, puppy? Oh, there it goes. There was a puppy. I get distracted by puppies. I have really bad, at least in this light, I have really bad tan lines. Ah, man, Ziggler, that's exactly like Ziggler, just without the TV time. Like, there wasn't a point where people were suppressing Ziggler and he wasn't on television. Like, Ziggler is always the one you see on television. You're like, man, they're just not using him correctly. Whereas, like, Ryder, you won't see him on TV for like 3 months, but you'll know he's there. Oh, man. Ziggler for a while. And then he got hurt. Got sad. But, like, at a certain point, guys like that are just trying to get paychecks. And you can't actually blame them. They chose to do this for a living, the key word being living. He is many concussions. Daniel Bryan as well. He likes to work hurt. What else has happened in the wrestling world? You mentioned the Ascension. I read a thread today on Reddit that they were talking about, like, call-ups. Is this person just going to hit me? I think this person's just going to hit me. I agree with that with Swagger. Ziggler. Hope this person's not just trying to squat at you. Okay. So that would annoy the piss out of me if I had to do all this for no reason. I should get you guys to tweet at the person I'm trying to pick up. That's a rough game. But that's why people need to get over. Like, all the more reason for people to get over outside of the ring, like on the microphone, where it can be more controlled, where you're not putting yourself on the line. That's my idea on the fundamental of it all. Anybody excited for Gotham? Crickets? Is that crickets? I'm excited for Gotham because they left some framework. What's up, George Hermosa? We're talking some wrestling, if you wanted to weigh in at all. Well, now you guys are just making me depressed with all these failed opportunities with Dolph Ziggler. For real, like, I texted this girl to be out here. That's a completely different girl holding in and out. I just want to start dating that girl. But I was reading something. I am in Los Angeles. George, you can text me if you need to know exactly where I am. I try my best. I'm waiting. I'm picking someone up for lunch and I'm gonna just hang out with her, and she's gonna interact with this chat. And then I'm gonna see if I think I'm just gonna upload this video unedited to YouTube. So it can be the lowest impact content possible. She is. If that's... I used to be her assistant way back when. Is that what it takes to keep George around? Or it's like, so she good looking? And maybe the encyclopedia of wrestling. AAA. I was kind of sure Mysterio was going to retire after what happened in the ring. Not because of what happened in the ring, but it's just... I don't know. I also have AAA. Not the insurance, but just the roadside. I have the roadside. I'm pretty sure that's not what we're talking about. I'm a little concerned for Ray on that one. Like, he's just trying to... Like, I'm sure he'll work a light schedule, and that's where he's from. He just... I don't want a Bret Hart situation with him where he's... Although last I heard, he seems to have come to terms with what happened. I could see that. He almost got called up to the Arizona Cardinals once. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I were Rey Mysterio, I would see that as a cue to leave for no other reason than, like, what's going to be a bigger cue to leave than that? Seriously, where is the... Like, you guys are going to be like... You guys are going to be like, oh, Steve's lying. He's waiting for no one. No one's coming for him. With the right door, right? This is the right door. I'm not crazy. That's where she is. I don't want to have to stop the stream. I think I have to stop the stream and call. I literally texted the wrong person. Just like, hey, I'm here. And then saw nothing. And then saw nothing from this girl. And I was starting to, like, get really weary of her. Then I was like, oh no, that's just someone who may have stepped outside thinking you were outside. So that's funny. Anyone excited for Gotham? I'm excited for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Definitely. I'm gonna be happy with that when that happens. Muppets. I'm really excited for Muppets. Anytime someone tells me they're not into Gotham, I have nothing negative to say to them, because they are within their right. There's a lot to get on board with. But once you do, it's fine. But there's a lot of disbelief to suspend. A lot of it. It'll always... That's my theory on TV, is it'll always be there. Like, you don't have to... That's not her. That's another attractive woman. There are a lot of attractive women at this place. Like, Exactly, I think. Is Gotham on Netflix? Or Amazon Prime? Or Hulu? You can pay, I think, is $12 or $13 a month for commercial-free Hulu. Like, I might actually get Hulu. Because that was my gripe with Hulu for the longest time. I think it's $12.99. So one of the mind tricks if it's either one of those things. $12 or $13, and then you get all the Hulu stuff. Actually, Chandler, you would appreciate this. I read on a thread on Reddit today that they were talking about the vaudevillains, and someone I don't play video games, because if I did, that's all I'd do. And I try to, like, stay productive and stuff. But whatchamacallit, somebody was talking about the vaudevillains. And what they said What they said was, I don't think the Vaudevillains would make it on the main roster. And I'm... Like, I don't think they'll connect. Like, I'm starting to feel that way, too. That I don't feel like they'll connect with a main roster. That's... I could see that being a very regional... Alright, and then I do the... There we go. Hello.
Oh, let's go.
We're talking about wrestling, so you'll be right at home.
Wrestling? Oh,
You'll be right at home. Say hello.
No shirt, no shoes, or shirt and shoes. Which
Well,
one?
what other kind of wrestling is there? Is there
I don't
only...
know. I think that depends on where you're from, doesn't it?
Fair enough. I guess wrestling today, you'd be likely to find people like Kevin Owens or John Cena, or John Cena who just wrestle in, like the two of them had a match and somebody tweeted, like, this is the first match I've seen in a long time that could have been completely furnished by Modell's, or a Target, or a wherever that reference works for you, a sports store.
Gotcha.
Say what up. This is hashtag Riding in Cars with Steve.
Hashtag Riding in Cars with Steve.
It's brand new YouTube video.
It's your first one, isn't it?
It's gonna be my first one. Production wise, I'm thinking if I put a GoPro here to get a big wide.
Well,
and
sometimes
then,
if you can get one right here, you can shoot. You can get
and then I get both.
Two-shot.
Because
if you wanted to go late night, you'd go here, here, and here.
I mean, I would need.
You know?
And by late night, you mean Taxi Cab Confessionals? Is that what you mean by late night?
Late night by
Yeah.
Single wide.
Yeah. But my jam with this would be, I think if I could put like a GoPro right there to get the two-shot, then I periscoped and then just saved the periscope. Okay, we're not getting a two-shot there. If I periscope, then I
We have to drive really, really close together like this.
We just have to just be like right
Like
here,
this.
right
No,
here, and
further.
then further.
Further.
There we go.
No, it's good.
No, we're good now.
Yep.
I'm not over top the center console at all. That's a completely safe way to drive.
Well, either that or you gotta back it up and get it. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, that.
I swear to you, every time I come out of here, there's a car on fire. Somebody always gets fucked up right there.
It
never fails.
Do you remember when I first visited here like 5 years ago for the first time ever?
Yes.
Do you want to know what? I rode on every road with that rental car except for this one.
Well, that's good.
I was on the. What was funny is I wound up on the 405 at some point, and I was like, 405,
oh, no.
Not too bad. It was the 101.
No, it's a parking lot.
Because you can't get hurt on the 405.
No, you can't. If you manage to get in an accident on the 405,
you must be periscoping like this.
Yeah, you better be. You better have a solid excuse for your dumb fuckery.
Where's the 101? The trouble will find you.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like if you're driving in LA, like if you leave your house and somebody doesn't try to kill you at least 11 times, you weren't driving.
You weren't going anywhere.
No.
Anywhere fast.
Nope.
Which is funny because no one goes anywhere fast here.
If I do 60, I'm like, woohoo, speed racer. Feel like Emil Hirsch.
I love that Emil Hirsch is your go-to reference for Speed Racer.
Not
a Japanese cartoon.
That's what makes it obscene, is that it's Emil Hirsch, because he beat up that executive at Sundance, and I think he's in trouble now.
Like this past Sundance?
Yeah.
I mean...
Like the night after I left. Like...
Really?
Yeah. I think he threw her across the table or something. It was gnarly.
Well, then I thank you for dishing on my show. Just gonna leave the camera.
You said we were talking about wrestling.
Emil Hirsch
that was like a cage match inside the pop-up HOB at Sundance.
Emil Hirsch has been doing Indieville for a while though, right?
Well, of course he has. He as my agent likes to call it, stuck in indie hell.
Is that not by choice? I thought
No, I'm
that
pretty sure
felt like a choice.
For a studio contract, you know how much money they throw at you? We all want to do studio movies. The money's fantastic.
Fair enough. I don't. He makes it look like a choice. I guess that's part of the problem with indie hell.
Yeah, man. We all want to change in our cars and bring our own wardrobe. That sounds like a great idea. Or they can bring you, or you can work at a studio movie and they'll bring you a gym trailer and a fucking personal juicer.
Well, but I think the real hustle is to do like a $10 million studio movie. Like where the budget's so low that the studio doesn't even remember that you're a movie.
Well, I mean
and you get to do whatever you want, but you have all the money to make the tiny movie you want to make.
Well, that would be like an acquisition thing. Like for Neighbors was 20, and that was an indie, but Seth and Evan took it around to everybody, all the studios, and said, "Hey, we want to make this movie where we blow fireworks out of people's assholes and just take it to the edge and drop kick it off." And then everyone was like, no, we're not paying for that. You're crazy. And he's like, well, what if I paid for it and you did the distribution? Universal was absolutely here, sign on one. So that's how that happened, and now they already started on Neighbors 2, like last week.
Did they?
Did.
Good for them.
Yep, they're doing it. They've got some fun new homies, and it's great because originally in Neighbors, Gerard had a much bigger part than the final edit allowed, and now Gerard's TV show is like being, heralded as some of the best comedy that's come out in a long time. So everything ticks around. But for a $10 million movie, it would be made as an indie, and then a studio would do the distribution.
I know.
Hopefully.
But I'm saying if you do like 3 of those, like as a director, if you did like
absolutely.
If you did 3 of those, you eventually grow to a point where the studio gives you $10 million up front. Or you would at least want that. I know it.
But it depends on who you are. Like, if you're like, we're about to drive by Warner Brothers.
No, we're not. Don't tell them where we are. What are you?
We're
about to drive by Universal. She's
crazy.
She's crazy.
Anyway, well, Zack Snyder has a wonderful bungalow for his office in the corner. It's across from like a nice bathroom setup. He's got a good deal, and they just pals around in there and figure out if, hey, let's make another 300, or just make things that we can put Black Sabbath music to. Can we do that?
Yeah,
and that's how it works. And that's, Will Smith has the same thing at Sony, and everybody's when you're really in bed with the studio and you're like on the lot, then you have your hooks in, and then I think the goal is like 4 a year or something like that. 4 movies a year, unless you do like gargantuan, Captain America's or something like that, because that takes a long time.
Well, I think that the goal would be 4 a year, unless it's like you're talking a different business model. If you're Marvel, if you're someone who does that level.
You said okay, if you're a director, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
it's you stay,
You want to do.
Yeah, when you have found a home and you're literally on the lot, and that's who you're hooked up with. Did you see Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
I've not.
It's really good.
The review I was told was that it was good in spite of its trailer. Because its trailer made it look like it was all over the place. I didn't choose to see it because I was like, that movie looks.
I chose to see it because I love Armie Hammer. So
I like Armie Hammer too. I'm looking forward to Black Mass.
Armie Hammer.
He's not. But
Black
I'm
Mass
just changing the.
Is crushing it.
Wait, is that out? That's not out this weekend.
No. It's at a festival, but it's just. I want to say it's in Venice, or maybe it's
in It's in Telluride, isn't it?
It was in Telluride. You're right.
Yeah.
Telluride, I think, is over now.
But
Telluride's an interesting festival because
Telluride is the Oscars, essentially.
Well, it's strange because it is, but Telluride has a special deal that they're not premieres, they're sneak peeks. So then you can go premiere at Cannes, or you can go,
and you're still
premiere wherever.
You're still eligible to do.
You're
still eligible to do the stuff.
But 12 Years a Slave was at Telluride, and everyone was like, yes, fantastic, we love it. And then of course they landslid, so it was good. But you're right. Telluride's in a good spot for that because it's kind of off the beaten path, and it's just close, but not close
down
enough.
into the frame subtly.
Subtly
Slump
really
down.
Subtle, Steve.
So subtle.
Subtle Steve Kaufmann.
Hashtag subtle Steve Kaufmann.
So subtle.
Kim Davis.
I thought we were doing awkward silence. You broke it.
Oh, sorry. I should have stuck with the awkward silence. I want to bring up Kim Davis, but I don't want to talk about her.
I don't either.
I'll just bring up Kim Davis. GoPro in each visor and can you Periscope from a GoPro? I need to step up my tech game. I don't know that that's a thing you can do. Last night I was trying to run Periscope through an Android emulator in an attempt to Periscope a screen cap so I can just play games on my computer and then Periscope them.
Some Inception sense. You know what I want to know if you can do with a GoPro?
Uh-huh.
Is it because a GoPro kind of tethers to an iPad but wirelessly, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can use it as a monitor. How far down in the water can I go with a GoPro before that cuts out?
Is it using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi?
I don't know.
It would be the limitation of whatever technology. I would assume it's Bluetooth. And it would be the limitation of whatever technology they're using.
What if you had Wi-Fi on the boat?
If you had Wi-Fi on the boat and it was using the Wi-Fi to connect them?
Oh,
Why is there a band at the place we're about to have lunch? Oh, they're trying to support the band.
I thought that was what Bandcamp was for.
Doesn't Bandcamp cost money? How do you make money?
I wasn't in band, man. I don't know.
How do you make money on a Bandcamp?
I'm sure there's some people making money on Bandcamp.
All right, guys. I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you so much. This has been Riding in Cars with Steve.